Hello everyone, this is Sean and welcome back to episode number 3 of our Wattford Skellington Railroad Transport Fever Let's Play. We're on hard difficulty on a free game USA map, and when we left off it was 1862, and we were hoping to make enough money to be able to start upgrading our trains because we've gotten the new trains available to Borsig, the first faster train that we can enjoy here on the series. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pause this because what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start sending each train as they empty out back to this depot, and then we're going to combine them up if I have enough money. So after the end of the last episode, I realized that, like, look at all this stuff that we've got piled up here. We've got so many goods waiting to be shipped. Why not start shipping them all? Well, I guess one reason to not start shipping them all is because it takes all my money. But we do have a $500,000 loan available, and I think these trains are actually pretty cheap. Yeah, they're only $200,000 a piece. So I'm not going to replace the cars on this train. I'm only going to replace the engine. So once this one empties out, I will send it back to the depot. And then basically we're going to start combining our trains down. And then once we start making enough money from doing that, we will then start adding additional trains onto this line and so on and so forth. So let's hope we can make this work. And I'm going to start running these trains with 6 cars each instead of only 4 cars. So we're going to have to wait for a second train to show up here to combine them down, I think. Yeah, because I don't want to spend all my money upgrading this train. We are at the top speed too. I was going to say we should increase the speed, but I guess we don't need to do that. Let's follow this one in. So yeah, we're up to 8 trains on this line right now. Well, 7 because I took one off, but the line is making pretty good money. And we should be doing really well once we're able to transfer all of these over to the new, much faster, much more powerful locomotives. There we go. This is something that, really makes a big difference on hard difficulty, is being able to combine these trains up. Because if you don't do that, like if you just go through and replace them, it's really inefficient. Like I'm going to replace these box cars probably in 20 years or something. They have like a 50-year lifespan. So there's not really a need to replace all of them on each train. So we'll combine them up like that. We're going to sell that one, and then we're going to buy a Borsig. Beautiful. Great. And we'll put you onto the food line there. Beautiful. So we can close that one down. We don't need that one open anymore. And then once this one goes in, we'll send it back to the depot, and then so on and so forth. We're going to end up with an odd number of cars, but that means we'll just be able to buy another train when the time comes for that. There we go. And maybe this will balance our trains out a little better too. I'm not sure. A lot of boxes are going to need to be opened up here, though, while we're doing this stuff. Yeah, it sounds like they're all coming into the station now. Alright, so you're in the depot. Let's move you down there and you down there. We're going to sell you. We're going to buy a train. It's going to be a Borsig. Buy. Great. Alpha Food. Beautiful. I don't really like that those guys are kind of back to back with each other, but that's how it is. We can balance them out later on, I suppose. I don't know. Right now there's so much stuff in the station. Is there even really a need to balance them out, Alright, we can close you down though. speed you back up. Don't need to keep you open. Do want to have you open. And we aren't even having to borrow any money, so we might be able to buy a whole new train after we get this done. There we go, back to the station for you. Still have, what, I have 60 and 70 of each waiting there. It's too bad you can't drag these cars around between trains. Like, that's the only, well, I shouldn't say the only, but that's kind of a downside as well, because they look kind of funny when you have them set up like this, where, you know what I mean? Like, I'd like to have all my box cars together instead of having them separated like that. But too bad, I guess. There we go. Sounds like another train is, nope, I guess not. There's the next one that's going to come in. I don't need you open anymore. I don't really need you open either. Barely putting a dent into the stuff that's waiting to be carried there. And even if we get to the point where we're oversupplying this station, we can just hook up the next town, and that will eat up some of the oversupply that we have. Right now we're definitely not oversupplying though. There we go, send you back. Thank goodness for that little delay in between when it starts. Oh, you know what? Here's how we could do that. No, that still won't help, because it's the way that they come on from the other train. I guess there is a way that we could do it, but I'm not gonna make you guys sit through all that. It's not that important to have these trains set up perfectly. Oh, come on. Oh, it's because I'm clicking the wrong button, isn't it? We're gonna click you down, and I keep forgetting that you can't see the mouse in these videos. That's very frustrating, because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm pointing at, because sometimes I talk about these things and it doesn't do much good if you can't see what I'm talking. You know, if I'm trying to say something, a lot of the times I'm pointing at what I'm trying to say, and it doesn't do much good if you can't see what I'm pointing at, unfortunately. Speed up here. There's one of those trains. It's that one. And then this is the final one. And we'll probably soon be able to buy another train. I know I just said that, but I'm going to say it again, all right? Guess what? I repeat myself. It's really hard to talk constantly like this. This is the 4th video I've recorded today. Not for this series, just the 4th one. 2 rim worlds, and then a production line, and now this one. Boy, people are crazy about that production line. I get so many views on that. I put in a lot of stress and effort into the RimWorld series, and don't get so many views. Pretty good views over there too on RimWorld, though. A lot of people watching this one. Thank you for watching the new series here. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope I make it worth your while with this nice profitable trains system that we're setting up. Actually, I could probably repay that one as well. Actually, probably just want to buy another train. Let's go ahead and sell that engine off. And sell that engine off. I say that engine, there you go. And then we'll move that car up, and we'll move that car up, and we will buy a Borsig. Nope, we'll borrow some money. And then buy a Borsig. Very good, except you're supposed to be on that train, dummy. Oh, come on. Oh, are you kidding me? All right, well, at least this way I can get the cars lined up more correctly. There we go. There you go. And we'll do, that's 4, 5, 6, and a locomotive. There we go. We'll set you on that line as well. Great. All right. Now we've got all our trains set up. Probably could, well, I can't really throw another one on there. Well, I can, of course, because it's not like the line is getting too crowded. How's Skellington doing on receiving? Barely receiving enough, that's for sure. So we can probably double the number of trains that we have running and not even be concerned about it. That looks kind of neat. Seeing the trains approaching. It's too much smoke. Nice if I could cut down on the smoke. I like to, I don't like to use mods and all that stuff, but reducing the smoke, maybe I could go into the LUA files or whatever the files are called and make a minor adjustment to reduce the smoke coming out of the smokestacks. I mean, it's neat because it's like authentic or whatever, but it's annoying because you can't see what's going on. Like, I want to be able to see what these trains are doing. All right, so we need 200,000 there, and then we need what? 300,000 times 3, right? So 900. So we need about $1.3 million to buy another train, which of course is ridiculously cheap, considering that we were having like $27 million trains in the last game. Of course, it's 1864, not 1994, whatever time it was. Oh, I never bothered to. I hope I'm recording this. Okay, that's good. I didn't set up the time on this video, so I'm going to take care of that real quick. I don't know, I used to always just estimate how much time I had left, and then I realized, you know what, I can just pause it and Alt-Tab out and look and see how long the video I've already recorded is, and then do the math. So that wasn't so hard. Stuff is piling up here. Cool. Means these cars aren't going to run empty. But it means I probably need more box cars before I start throwing on, or not box cars, but more horse carts, I guess, before I start throwing more trains on. Although it doesn't look like there's any trains approaching anytime soon. So it could just be that I just don't have them balanced out very well. Yeah. There's a pretty big gap between those two. And then there's a really big gap between the one that's coming in and the next one. Wow, that is a really long gap. So the train that is really kind of like this one is not synced up very well. And this one could probably use waiting for a gap as well. I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that, but and see, yeah, look at this one. It's running only partially full. That's not good. That's how you lose money. So you know what? Let's repay. Try to get our interest payments down, because right now, we're losing $250,000 a year to interest, and we're only making. Well, we're going to make pretty good money this year, but still, we can increase our profits by 10% or 25% or 40% or some sort of decent percentage amount just by paying off our debt. And then we'll throw at least one of these trains into a depot and put it into one of these gaps that's coming up. Which train is this one? So it should have a train in front of it, right? It does. It's following right behind that one. And then this train is going to be train number 1 there. Yeah, got it. All right. So let's go back to following this. Whoops, wrong keys. Let's go back to following this one. Like that. And actually, if I throw this one in there, that one's behind it. That one's behind it. They'd actually be pretty well balanced out with like just those 5. Yeah, I don't really know how I could get it better than I have it now, to be honest. And we have so much stuff waiting up there. to be shipped. Do I even want to start pulling trains off? I should probably just keep throwing more trains on. Because we're keeping up with the output. I'd just throw a few more horse carts on there anyway. All right, now this is the one I wanted to send to the station, right? I mean to the depot, and I didn't, like a dummy. Whoops. We'll have you sitting there for a little while. Oh, and you lost all your stuff, huh? Is that what happens? It's too bad. So that next one is a little ways back too. And is there we go. All right, so you know what? I think this one, which is coming up, that's this one, right? Train number 2. Too bad you can't like click on it, and yeah, I know that that's train number 2, dummy. So you're going past the signals, great. You're gonna stop for a minute. And I want to wait till that next train starts getting a little closer. There you go. Now you can go, and I will actually, well, that would crowd you two together. So I want to put this train on after this one, I think. So we don't have any coming back right now. Great. All right. I can close you down, because we're going to put you on after this one goes through. Cool. So let's follow you then. Well, thank you to I can't remember what your name was. The guy who commented on the first video of this series. Sorry, I don't remember your name. I know I responded to your comment. I really appreciate that you're enjoying this series, and you know, I want this to be challenging. It's not, I don't know. I mean, I don't like playing games where, like, I don't like sandbox games. I mean, I like sandbox games like this, where you can do whatever you want, but you know, you have to be strategic about it and skillful. What I don't like are sandbox games where you have unlimited funds and there's no challenge and everything is just handed to you on a silver platter. Although, you know, the challenge on this game is fairly, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, we're making enough profit to where there's not going to be a whole lot of challenge, to be honest. We just have to be patient, and we have to be smart about it. So we've kind of reduced the challenge by being, you know, kind of good at the game, I guess. But what I don't want is to where it's just like basically unlimited funds, virtually unlimited funds. So I'm going to, I don't know. I mean, you know, you said that as well. And that's what I want to have. And I would hope that more people would want to see it. So I don't know. Like, I don't know, you know, I mean, I feel like there are other YouTubers. I guess the other YouTubers are just more popular than me. That's all it is. I'm not ashamed of my level of popularity. I'm a pretty new YouTuber, and I don't really put a lot of time and effort into promoting my channel or anything like that. I try to do the basics with, you know, like using keywords and all those things. But, you know, like I'll promote one video on the subreddit and leave it at that, because I don't like spamming the subreddit. And that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really going to promote it anywhere else. I guess I could try promoting it on the Steam comment, on the Steam, yeah, comment section on Steam. You know what I'm trying to say? Who knows? I guess with the very modest transportation network that we have, maybe people would find it boring too. That could be a problem and a downside to the hard mode. Whereas, you know, like in RimWorld with hard mode, it's exciting because you get bigger raids and they're not necessarily more frequent. They're just larger and more deadly. and so that adds excitement. And well, production line, there's no difficulty level, so it doesn't matter what difficulty level you play on. There's only one difficulty. But even on that one, I like starting with the least amount of money possible, or the lower amount of money possible anyways, because I want there to be a challenge. And on this one, I don't know. When there's not much going on, also kind of hard to think of stuff to say for the entire time. I still got 6 minutes, and like what's going to happen in the next 6 minutes? Not a whole lot, really. We're going to continue making some money. I'm going to continue paying back our debts. And we're going to continue carrying food into the town here. What's going on inside of our town? Pretty good-sized town. Picked the right spot to start delivering to here in Skellington. Doing okay on meeting the demand. Not fantastic. Probably means we could get another train going. But I don't think we're overcoming the... I think we've got a good flow on the input and output right now, because we're not really having an overstock of stuff waiting, or we're having a little bit of overstock of stuff waiting at this station, but we're not really having an overstock of, like we're reducing the amount of stuff waiting on the outgoing station, which is good. You don't want to have too much stuff sitting there. Little problem I run into is, like we just saw happen with that, where it picked up the fuel and left the bread behind, is like if there's one fuel, it'll take that one fuel and leave all the bread. And so if your trains are too frequent, they're going to keep, like these trucks will never get to taking that bread away. They're only going to take, and you'll have a lot of trucks running with like one fuel on them. Well, that one has 4, so, you know, whatever, never mind. I think I need to add a couple of vehicles onto this one. The drawback is that we're going to have an improved. You know what? Let's just wait, because we're going to have an improved vehicle here soon. I don't remember when the new trucks come out. I'm actually looking at I have some written notes here. 1870, huh? Okay, so just a couple of years till we get, yeah, so I'm going to hold off until we get the new horse-drawn carriages, which are slightly faster, but they also, I think they carry 5 instead of 4, so we'll increase our carrying capacity by 25%. And of course, all these vehicles are in need of upgrades, either this year or next year, and so we can, oh, look at that. Going to have half of our loan paid off. I suppose we could start, we could connect up Wattford and increase the quantity of stuff on these lines. And that would, I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this. Increase our profitability or whatever. Can I do a T intersection there? That's going to be such a weird intersection. But you know what? The Wattford trucks are not necessarily going to end up going there anyways. So let's just make this line as straight as we can. Go. I know the road vehicles are reaching the end of their life. I get it. And we'll keep going like that. And then this is going to be weird. That'll be weird, but it is what it is. And let's upgrade this road. There we are. Great, going into town there. We'll put a stop in the middle of town, right there. That covers everything. I say right there. That covers everything. And that means we'll need a station down here as well. Very expensive. Let's try it on this side. Still very expensive. Well, shoot. Does that connect up to the station? It sort of does. Let's put it on this side where it definitely connects up to the train station. There we go. We need a new line. Now, okay, great. So I did name it after the town. I like to color code my lines. I think that that's a good way to keep track of what is what. So this is Wattford goods. And we're going to start here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is that? Oh, that's just their turnaround spot, I guess. And you're going to deliver 2 there. Beautiful. I don't like that you guys turn around inside of the inside of that depot there, though. I mean, I guess that's my own fault for the way that I set up the roads. Can I set up the roads to where you don't do that anymore? Can I do like that? There you go. And then maybe like that. Maybe not. There you go. You'll turn around there. Beautiful. Okay, good. Good. I just don't want them turning around inside that station. That's a horrible idea. That will allow me to throw a few more trains onto this line, and then we can get the goods going back and forth into Watford, which means we will be able to increase the vehicles going on these as well. It's too bad that these are not producing. Like this isn't even producing at all. Does it say line usage? No, it's because there's too much stuff stacked up here, I guess. It's really annoying when it does that. So we'll go ahead and borrow some money, and we'll use that money to buy some new trains. We'll throw a few more trains on here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll clone that one. Can't quite afford it. There we go, clone that one. We're gonna stop the clock from beeping over there, and then we will go ahead and put both of those onto that line. Maybe not the best idea because they're gonna clump up a little bit, but you know, I mean, what are we gonna do? Not have these trains running? And then that will allow us to buy the vehicles and stuff that will carry the stuff to Watford, and also we're gonna need to let's see if we do get that upgrade at the end of the month here, like I thought might happen. I'm actually gonna go ahead and buy. Well, no, duh. I just said let's wait and see if the upgrade comes at the start of the next year. Just like I thought. Perfect. All right, so we'll take care of that in between episodes. I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode. If you have, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you have any tips or suggestions or advice or questions or any of that stuff, that's what the comment area is for, isn't it? So leave a comment down there. And I appreciate you watching and hope you will continue to watch as these episodes come out. See you next time. Bye.